Okay, and our next matchup is the New York Knicks against the Orlando Magic. So this time around, what we're going to do is take a look at the Magic, how the Knicks fare against them, how they fared against them last season. That's where we'll look at the most. The season before that, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then I want to take a look into the Magic a little bit. Although, uh, it's going to be very, very different. Because this team basically lost everybody. A good portion of the team is gone. Aaron Gordon's gone. Vucevic is gone. Evan Fournier's on the Knicks. But they are getting some people back. And some things to note. We're going to look at some things about the Knicks and the Magic, and then we're going to look at some stats to go over. So one thing that I do want to note is the Magic have not been a franchise for that long because we've only played against them 119 times. And they have 61 wins. They've beaten us 61 times and we've beaten them 58 times. We got 58 wins against them. They have 61 wins against us. So we play them 4 times this season coming up. So it would be great to go 4-0. That would be nice. Because we have a 1-game win streak against them. So, something to keep in mind. Also, we played them January, February, March. A little odd in 2019-2020 because October and then February we might have had a third game against them. And then the season before that, 2 November games of February and in April. So it's 3 games before the All-Star break. I don't know exactly when the All-Star break was, but around these times, and then 1 game after. Kind of a tale of 2 Knicks, if you will, which is what happens during this NBA season. So we'll go down, take a look at the matchup. Orlando season series 2-1, January 18th, which if you saw against the Celtics, this is the Celtics Magic, which is pretty cool because this season it's Celtics Magic again. January, February, and March, the 18th, 17th, and the 18th. So they saw us last season, game 15, game 30, and game 42. So nice, kind of like intervals of 15s. Which is good because then you get to see the progression during each game. Because they're somewhat evenly spaced out. If I use that term very loosely, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So first I want to look at the January 18th game. And let's see who put up what. 4 scoring in the first quarter. This was January. 4 scoring in the first quarter. Knicks kind of brought it up in the second. Came out a little slow in the third. I want to see if that's their trend from last season, if we can kind of get better. With a team like this, we should be able to score 23 in the first quarter and 27 in the third quarter, maybe even 32. Because Randle sometimes goes for 32. And basically, it's like Randle scoring in a quarter, right? And then everyone else kind of contributes. And then 25, we let them score 30 points in the fourth. But, it's a completely different team because he had 24, Gordon had 17 and 10, not bad. Randle, RJ had 22, Julius had 17, and 4 players had 4 assists. Home team, so they played home. Magic. See, there's not really much to look at. We're just referencing at this for these games now because these are going to be somewhat easy. But Dwayne Bacon's someone to keep in mind because he is currently, as of this video, on the Knicks. 2 points. Terrence Ross is also someone to consider as well because he's still, I think he's still on the. He's still a guy that they're going to go to, and I think he plays off the bench. Possible 6th man of the year. 19 points. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 16 shooting. So he shoots. He comes off the bench, but he shoots. 4 for 8, 5 for 6 free throws. Not bad. Got to make free throws. Very important. Turnovers, 3 turnovers and 3 fouls. Who fouled a lot? Dwayne Bacon fouled a lot. Something to keep in mind. Mobaba, Fournier didn't play. And for the Knicks, well, let's see what they shot before. Allbirds. 33%, which is probably why they have 2 quarters in the teens. Very up and down. 19, 28, 19, and 25. So they try to make up 33%, 31%, and 85% from the 87% from the free throws. Not too bad. Knicks, on the other hand, 70% from free throws. But 24 for 34, I mean, yeah, this is where it's going to hurt. Our 3-point percentage was not good, even though we won this game. We did not shoot well from 3. And we can thank Reggie. My good sir, what happened? And he didn't shoot well. Randle did not shoot well. But he made his free throws, and he got a triple-double. So, take the good with the bad. Take them both, and then you have the facts of life. 9 for 19. Peyton's no longer there, but that's nice for Peyton. 12 and 4. How sweet. Oh, Mitch sighting. 34 minutes, 2 for 5, 6 points, 10 rebounds. That's what we need. IQ on 15 minutes, 4 for 10. Didn't shoot too well. That's probably why Tibbs took him out. And 11 points. Ignis is also on the Magic, I think. So keep him in mind. So next game I want to look at, February 17th. Let's see what the Knicks did. We lost this game. We scored 32 points. Yeah, we should be able to come out strong against this team. But the thing is, the Knicks, again, in the third quarter, 14 points, and then they don't make up too much. So, struggling in these quarters is going to be tough. You kind of want to work out the kinks going into, like, minute 5 of the first, between that time and, like, minute 9 of the second. Hopefully you've worked out your kinks, you've gotten your first rest, your first win of the game, and you go from there. But they came out, they ended strong, and then they came out strong. Of course, it'll be a different story next, this coming season. Hometown Magic, so the Knicks were away. Randle, 25, 11 for 19, not bad. Not bad. 3 for 7 shooting, so slightly in a slump. Something to keep in mind. A slump, a little. Randle could try to get a little bit better from 3, but he'll ideally have more quality shots because he's getting quality passes now, or at least above average or higher than that passes. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, not too bad. Turned the ball over a lot, but didn't foul, which is good, which means when the ball was turned over, he didn't foul a bonehead, a foul, which is really good. RJ at 15 and 7. Not bad. In RJ, a kind of first, second year RJ kind of night. I'm looking for him to kind of get 19 and 11 with 3 assists on 6 of 9 shooting. That would be pretty cool. And I'm just throwing numbers out there to kind of give you a projection, a ratio, or like an idea of what he could kind of do. 1 for 3. Didn't want to shoot the 3 a lot. He does like to drive. Noel also just to kind of 6 points, but he's, this would be great. Block party, 9 rebounds is pretty good. 6 offensive rebounds, not bad. Second chance points. And IQ. That was kind of it, which is why we probably lost. Austin Rivers sighting. Whoa. Was he really with us for that long? Surprising. Wow, 37% from the field, 25%, 84% from our free throws. Um, and for them, Fournier, wow. Nikola had 16 and 16. It's nuts. He's in Chicago though, so we'll see what happens. But it's still, we get to see what he does. 19, 3 and 3. That's a Fournier type of game, it seems. And then Terrence Ross. Terrence Ross is going to go off 10 for 16, shot well, made his free throws. Consistent, good, 10 for 16, 45%, 47%, 70%. So, yeah, we did beat them at the free throws, but they beat us in everything else. And they shot better from three. Not only did they shoot better, shot much better. We basically have them 37% and 45%, 46% basically. Hard to beat. And now let's go to the third game. Grab a quick swig. These are unedited. We're just going to let it rock. As in these full videos, and then I'll probably break them up into little pieces somehow for like little bites and stuff. See how that kind of works out. So this is March, and they're home, so Orlando comes to us. And Evan Fournier drops 23. But this is around the time that Knicks are starting to get their heat now. And you notice, let's see, we kind of break the trend, 27. Let's look at this game. 14 in the third. Let's look at the first game, 16. To did I get the right? Yeah, I did get the right one. To 22. A little bit better. Even though pardon me, 27. Much better actually. Even though in the third, they had 30 the last game, and then they had 19. So it's good to kind of like stop their momentum from getting from trying to get back a little bit. But they did come out hot in the first, fizzled a little bit in the second, and then kept their momentum. It's funny, they traded. They scored 22 in the third. We scored 22 in the fourth. They scored 27 in the fourth. We scored 27 in the third, which is why interesting. So you can probably argue the game was lost at certain points. 18, 19, 20, 21, 3. 5 points, was decided by 1 point, if that makes any sense. Anywho, Evan Fournier, it doesn't matter, but it's good to know in case, like, against Denver and then against Chicago, 23, 4, 9 for 20. Eek. Mellow numbers now we're looking at, but he also shot 8 for 20. So even though they didn't shoot well, they still managed to keep up because they had 17 and 16 again. Did he do that twice? Nikola Vucevic? 16 and 16 with 5. Nuts. 17 and 16 with 4. Wow. Way to just sway a little far from to stray a little far from the tree. Aaron Gordon had 17. Not bad for them, even though it doesn't matter too much. What did they 42%, 29% for 3. Good. Whereas we 41 and 43. So we really make up. Knox sighting for 6 minutes. Not too bad. Burks had 21. That's sweet. 9 for 18. Cool. 3 for 6. I think I remember this game. Randle 8 for 20. Keep that in mind. He's got to shoot just a little bit better. And just a little bit better from 3, because this is, again, 1 for 5. Randle, where is he? 3 for 7. Where is he in this one? 2 for 6. So he's got to kind of keep that in mind. When he's going next season. But 18 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, another triple double. How do you fight that? How hard how do you kind of fight that? Because he almost had a double double in this game. And if you go back, he had a double double in this game. I think I said triple double in this one. Sorry if I did. Double double, double double, and then a triple double. It's hard to um and it strongly seems like this will be different. These 8 for 20s won't come as often. He can shave if he had like 12 of them. He could shave off like 5. That would be great. For the season. Bullock had 20. That was nice when we see Dallas. Frank when we see Dallas too. The Dallas Knicks. So really nice. Really, really nice. Next, I want to take a look at where we were when we played the Magic. Because remember, the season started in December, so January 18th against the Magic, we beat them and we were 7-8. So we were on our win streak, about to, and then we get into a little lose streak. So we were up and down. February, when we play them, we were. They snap our 3-game win streak, but we're still kind of up and down. And then March, so we see them before and after the All-Star break. And then March 18th, when we see them, we're still half and half. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now I want to see the Magic when they see us. How are they? Now remember, it is going to be a very different team. They're 6-8, so somewhat similar position. They lost 6 games in a row. That sucks for them. Against the Knicks, they had lost 9 in a row. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm glad I do these kind of dives. It helps me see 13-27. Nuts. With a team like that, they had Vucevic putting up all those empty stats because the team isn't good. Yeah, I went to March, February. Sorry, I missed the game. They beat us. They were a little up, but they were kind of on a slow trajectory. They had won 3 in a row. That's kind of cool. But I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. So Knicks were up and down 50, playing 500 ball, and these guys, after starting 4-0 to 6-2, really, they couldn't even enjoy this up to Martin Luther King because it just went poop, 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 poop. Man, 6 in a row. So they had to go. So after being home for 4 games, 2, 4, 6, they had to play 2 games in a row where they were in Houston, Dallas, then they were home. Oh man. So Houston, I don't know how far Houston to Dallas is, but Houston travel, but at least you're in state, I guess. And then come to Orlando. So from Dallas to Orlando, or something like that to Orlando. At least you're going, somewhat down. And then you have to go. Whew, no wonder why they lost a lot. They had to go up to Boston, Celtics, Knicks. Okay, that's not too bad. Even though they still lost, they went down the East Coast, and then shot up to Minnesota, down to Indiana, and then home, and then they only won 1 game out of that whole stretch. Wow. Oof. 2 games out of that whole stretch. Oof. Anything to note while we look at stats? Because Fultz was out. And he's projected. Let's see. When is he projected to? Actually, I could just go back and hover over. Knee expected to be out until at least December 1st, and Cole Anthony was a secondary guy. Cole Anthony was a rookie. Michael Carter Williams is also out until October 30th. So don't factor in Fultz, I guess, to a certain point. Their shooting guard is Jalen Suggs, who's a rookie. Uh, Sprained thumb, summer league over. Yeah, but that's Michael Carter Williams till October 30th. So probably started the season a little bit after. Uh, Probably started the season. Okay. Iggy, tabbed for two-way deal. Okay, so that's just like Jonathan Isaac. What's up with Jonathan Isaac? Questionable for start of the season because he's coming off a huge injury. So that's kind of their depth. Did they do any? What are some transactions that they did? They signed each one more. Iggy. They waived Dwayne Bacon and they signed Robin Lopez. We'll take a look at his stats and we'll take a look after, and then Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner soon. Okay. Just a little bit of stats averages. See who averaged what. Fultz only played 8 games, but he got 12.9. So we'll see what happens if he suits up. And Cole Anthony, 12, 4, and 4. Not too bad. And 2 fouls. I looked at these Dwayne Bacon stats. Don't get too excited. But reasonable as a third string who can sub and fill in. That'd be great. Michael Carter Williams. It's Michael Carter Williams. And then a little bit of Dwayne Bacon. If you notice when he was on the Magic, when they played against the Knicks, look at these stats. They're a little interesting for Dwayne Bacon. He kind of puts up some numbers. Not so much from the rebounds. Sometimes he'll give you a little gem. He seems to like the 3 rebounds a game and the 1 assist a game. And the random, single digit and then double digits and then single digits. February versus the Knicks 15-19. See these funny, he seems to give you like 7, 3 and 1, 8, 3 and 1, 10, 3 and 1, something like that. And then March against the Knicks, 7 points. Inconsistent. These numbers are a little off because double digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in 12 games. You want to be 7 times, a little bit over. Next, I want to look at Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner is a big man, versatile game whose improvement as a sophomore helped lift Michigan to an Elite Eight. Born in Germany, playing primarily at the junior. I just want to take a look and see if I can paint him in something. Carved out steady role, gaining valuable experience. Juwan Howard, nice. 12, 6, and 3. 6'9", 220. Playing most exclusively off the ball as a freshman. The versatility as sophomore, still serving as a key floor spacer. Okay, so he'll be looking to create room. Maybe dump plays is probably what they're trying to do. Pick and rolls if he's going to space. Since he's 6'9", he'll be a pick guy. Something like that. Competitive player, solid feel for the game. He flashed intrigue, role player potential. Right. That's what they're probably, while seeing minutes. Make decisions off the ball, activity playing off the ball. Okay, so we're gonna have to maybe look at him, even though he's a rookie, what he does off the ball. So if anybody's looking to guard him, let's figure out how. Since he likes to use his time effectively, is what or at least he tries to. Okay, so we got to try to shut him down a little early. An active defender with significant experience. At the end of the floor, helped him play more physical brand of defense. Okay, so he'll probably try to get up on you. Probably try to establish himself like anybody would, right? But he'll be looking defensively to make sure that he's there. Capable all-around offensive player. Okay, so he can do stuff. Um, and a capable offensive player can lay up, they can dunk, they can catch alley oops, they can throw lobs, they can shoot uh, uh, from inside and outside with comfort to some degree. Uh, did much of his damaging spacing the floor. Okay, so he's a spacer. So they're going to be looking to try to run plays where he provides some sort of space. Maybe even dummy plays too to try to trick. So keep that in mind. With a third of his possessions coming in spot up situations, spot up shooters, uh, uh, setting picks for a spot up shooter. So look for a shooter when he's in the area. Something to keep in mind. 1 point per catch and shoot. Terrific job attacking closeouts with the long strides. Instinctive player off the ball who likes to attack the rim. Interesting. Defensive analysis. Wagner is a diligent defender and a strong grasp of fundamentals on and off the ball. Making an effort to rotate, box out, fight around screens. Gave up quickness and strength in some end matchups. He shows good instincts getting into the passing lanes, using verticality around the rim as a team defender. Interesting. Okay. And then Jalen Suggs, I want to take a look because this guy they picked fifth. And when they picked him, the first thing I said was, yeah, poor guy, man. He's going to Orlando." But you hope that's not the case because at one point Orlando went to the NBA Finals. And they had a guy who was Defensive Player of the Year for many years. Competitive instinct is what I'm seeing right now. Long ranged, gold medals, showed development, 14 points a game, 1 steal to almost 2 steals a game, and 4 assists for the Bulldogs. Explosive, dynamic scorer on a talented. So, okay, he's a scorer that was undefeated. Nice. Scoring in bunches on the floor. Okay, so he'll go for probably little streaks then. He'll probably give you like 6 quick, and then maybe kind of steer away from that, and then give you like 3 or 4 quick, or and then his hot games will come off. Like second quarter-ish, early mid-second quarter, something like that. I'm just guessing, I'm just non-conference, his improvements, consistency, and jump shooter. Okay, good to know. Playing with great energy on the defensive end. He's a constant factor in the passing lanes, hounded opposing ball handlers, and showed a willingness to get on the floor. Okay, so that'll be he'll what's he, a guard? So he'll be going up against, in some cases he'll be going up against RJ. In some cases he'll be going up against Kemba. Let's see how they use him. Whipping passes, length of the court between defenders, setting the tempo. Okay, so he'll be establishing something. He'll be establishing his creativity and his mind with other players. So look to him to chemistry. Look for him to break the chemistry. So if you break him, in a basketball sense, of course, right? If you break him, you can break the chemistry because they'll be relying on him. Putting pressure on the rim. Okay, so he'll challenge. He won't. This is great because you're facing a well informed Tom Thibodeau team that is prepared fairly well and will defend for the entire minute. Even if they are down, they will fight. Good burst and body control at the body control as a finisher. 1.18 shots around the rim. Oh, dropping in floaters. The floater game. I'd love to see the floater duel between IQ and Jalen Suggs. That'd be nice. He still has room to grow in picking and choosing his spots. Okay, so he's slightly indecisive when it comes to picking. So let's see if we can get him out of finding sweet spots. Because we play them 4 times. October, November. We play them at Orlando, and then they're home twice, but fairly close, so he can probably find his footing. And then the other time we kind of barely don't even see them. Pull up jumper, pull up jump shooter. So he's going to pull up. Defensive analysis. A very good defender for a freshman. Great motor and a nose for the ball. Suggs displays apparent two-way potential. Nice. Okay, so like a little mini RJ. Not overly long with a 6'6" wingspan, but nonetheless was prolific in the passing lane. So he's going to want to pass. You know, who's going to score for them? I don't know. I think if he averages like 6 assists a game or 5 assists, if he can get to that, I think those will probably be. It's like in 1920s, $100 then. What it would be worth now. 5 assists for Jalen Suggs on a team that may not have too much is more like 9.5 assists on a team that has quality, much more depth to it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so now what I wanted to do is take a look at stats, which I made in a very handy Microsoft worksheet. And these won't just fairly quick so you guys get an idea of who shot what in the highlights. Key players. As I just quickly adjust myself. I'm sinking. So Randle, not bad. Double double, a double double in one game, and a triple double in another game. Really good, but something to keep in mind: did not shoot well in 2 of those 3 games. So I'm hoping for 3 games where he has over 40% shooting, over 45% shooting. That would be nice. Like an 11 for 19 is really good. The only thing about Randle, he shoots poorly against the Magic as of last season, and the season before that as well. But he did shoot well the season before in 2019. And these are some of the stats that he put up in between these games. Very similar to the Magic and the Celtics because they played so close to each other in some aspects. Boom gets 21-20, so he was dropping 20 pieces and 30 pieces, not bad. He was getting double doubles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4 double doubles. 15. Holy cow. 15 defensive rebounds. And then he did it in February again. Not bad. And he's just like 17 rebounds. Man, these are nuts. Almost a triple double in the Warriors game. And in February, had a little lull. That's what Randle does. He gets a little low and then comes right back to the double doubles. Little low and comes right back to the double doubles. It's a beauty to see if you think about it. His shooting was not that great in January. It got a little bit better. Yeah, overall it got better in February. And March it kind of went down again. So February was a good month for Julius Randle, but March was a great scoring month as well for him. Although it did score 44 against the Hawks. Next, I want to look up RJ. Not bad, pretty consistent, except this game, the one that they lost. But overall good. I'd like to see what I'd like from him if he can get 3 for 5, if he can shoot or 6 threes or something like that, or if he 50% from 3. You know, 9 for 19 is going to be good, but I think he might be getting like 9 for 13, but more quality 9 for 13. And then the year before that did not shot okay, but really 9 points, 12 points, nothing. He really improved a lot. See, why are these? They give RJ no love. The outside media. Knicks fans do, though. Look how consistent he is. Look, double-double in 2 games. And almost a double-double in a third. Not bad. 5 assists, 4 assists here. Not too bad. January was a good month for him, even though we only won 3 games and lost 4. Or at least like in this stretch. He shot okay. And 5. He shot okay. Could have shot a little bit better. Didn't a little hesitant from 3, RJ, but got a little bit better. Or at least tried to in March. Up and down in February. 1 double-double and 1 double-double in March. But more quality scoring output throughout most of March in these games. 4 and 3 in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2 in this case for this group. And then 2, 3, 4, 4 and 3, not bad. So quality, really good. Next, I want to look up Evan Fournier. And I want to see what he did last year versus the Magic, because he was on the Celtics, and the year before that when he was on the Magic. 18 points. Not bad. 5 and 4. 8 for 14. Really good. And then against the Knicks, only played 2 games, 19 and 23. So not bad. 8 for 15, 9 for 21. Most of these games did not play. Issues, back spasms is a thing. You know, coach's decision, and then he comes back right back. So didn't play against the Knicks, comes back and 26 and 9, almost gets a double-double. And then goes back down again, and then comes right back against the Knicks, 19, 3 and 3, 28, 29. You know, he improved in a 3-game stretch after being out for so many games. And then the same thing happens. He's out early in the month, he comes back out. So that's something to kind of keep in mind for Evan Fournier. And then he comes back out. So the thing is, let's see if Evan Fournier can play games and multiple games in the early parts of the months. Alec Burks against Orlando last season, and then the season before that. Just one quality game, 21 points. But the season before that, not bad. Pretty good scoring clip, I would say. Not so much 8 for 15, 6 for 6. Okay, up and down. But for the season before, he didn't play, and then his 4th and 5th game back, okay. 3 for 14, did not shoot the ball well against the Kings. February against the Magic, 8 points. And after kind of not really doing a whole lot, kind of comes back and gives you just a little bit, and then he explodes for something. But March was a really good month for, and I think that's what we as Knicks fans are like, yeah, we're so glad that Alec Burks is coming back. You know, it's like this mostly what you see in February is what Alex Burks kind of was a little bit. But March is what we are hoping for in some way. It's going to be different, though, with this team. Now let's take a look at Terrence Ross. Really quickly. Did have a sore right knee, so didn't play the third game, but can go off. Can go off and can go off for a lot. We've seen him be a great shooter and a streaky shooter, and like the year before, didn't really do too much. Let's see what happens. See, with him, his March wasn't that great at all. He only played one game. He only played just the one game from this group. 36. His 36th game. But February was a great month for him. That's why they won. They were 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 3. But even then, they weren't even doing that good. But he was scoring. He was putting up his numbers. And then let's take a look at Cole Anthony. Rookie year, so didn't do too much. One game, 6 points, 5 rebounds. It's nice. 2 of 12 did not shoot well. His average, 12.9 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, 4.1 assists. I have no idea how that's going to be with Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony. And then what he did in January, put up some nice numbers. Some cool numbers. His rebounds are pretty cool. He's a rebounding guard. Kind of reminds me of, I don't want to say Jason Kidd, but like something like that. A rebounding guard that can also pass as well. Now let's take a look. Markelle Fultz won't factor too much. Tell you why. He's not coming back till December. The earliest, according to NBA.com, which is the site for the NBA. He won't really matter for any of these. So April is when we'll probably have to consider, because if he's not back till December, January, really till after the All-Star break is when you're gonna probably get him in some form of consistent rhythm if he hasn't had any sort of like issue setbacks or whatever the case may be. But this was Fultz 7 the season before, because he got hurt 8 games in. Sorry about that. 7 points, 16 points. Yeah, in a loss. And this is what he was averaging, the former number 1 pick in 2017. 7, 8, 12. We thought this was going to be pretty good for him. We'll see what happens. Hopefully kind of gets it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's his 5th season in the league. I think he can kind of come back. Isaac also hurt. He can, let's see what happens when he comes back. This was his last scoring output in 2019 against the Knicks. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4-6 shooting. And his average, remember he got hurt, so he lost all of last season. 5, 9, 11. So he seems to improve. And he's improved in his rebounds, and he's improved in his assists, but he seems to be this. And I think if he had played last season, or like once he kind of gets his footing, he's trying to be like a 17 and 9 guy, flirting with a double-double. Something like that. And then Robin Lopez is someone who I wanted to look at as well. So for Lopez, this is his scoring output against the Knicks, 2021. 5, 6, and 10. Yeah, former Knick. This is what you kind of get out of him. 20 minutes. If he's going to get that 17 minutes, 20 minutes. He didn't really score a whole lot. This is his scoring output season. In rebounds. Assists, 5 assists. February against the Knicks, 5 points. Yeah, not really a whole lot. 10. Okay, you know? And then he played against the Knicks twice and then lost 6 points, 10 points. 7 minutes and then 25 minutes. So that's probably a little bit less than that. 19 is what you're probably going to get. And lastly, I wanted to look at October. I want to look at these and see where they are. October, November, April. They play again. This is the Magic now. Game 2, Game 3, Game 15, and Game 79. 2, 3, 15, and 70. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Even though, I mean, of course, right? Because they're playing each other. But I want to see the schedule. And I'm just going to use them as reference. So we play them. Oh. October 22, 24, 17, and April 3rd. Oh, I wish I used the other. It's alright. No worries. It's just the lowly Magic. Okay, so there are second and third games in, so it's pretty easy the first two games. Still trying to establish ourselves. For the Knicks, we are home and then we have to go to Orlando and then come back. And then the Knicks stay home. The Knicks stay home for those two games, then go to Chicago, down to New Orleans, home to Toronto, and then okay, so a little up and down. We don't get too much home time. Our first 10 games, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, so 5 and 5. 50-50, you know? Whereas the Magic are where's the Magic? Oh, they open at San Antonio and well, they start at San Antonio, but they open against us and then home and then away, home and then 3 games away. Interesting. Very interesting. If they lose this and lose this and lose this, lose this, lose this, win this, win this, lose this, lose this, lose this. Wow, the Magic have, and I'm just, but Magic can go 2-10. Whew. At worst, they can go. Pardon me, 2-8. At worst, they can go 0-10. At best, say they take a game off. Well, Toronto, Detroit. Say they take off Minnesota. That's 3. The Celtics may not be as good as they are 4, and they take a game against Charlotte. 5-5, maybe 6-4 if they try something, but I think this is going to be 2-8 for these guys. Okay, so let me go back to the schedule, and then this for reference. November. How are we in November? So the Knicks are home. So we're still up and down, but we do get a 3-game home stretch, so we do have the opportunity. And on the 12th, it's at Charlotte. We have a chance from the 13th to the 15th to be home. And then stay home until the 20th. which is pretty cool. Whereas the Magic, let's go up. They are away. So they do a 5 game homestand. After doing 3 away, they do 5 home. That's good to know. Then do 5 away. So from Orlando, they have to go up to Atlanta, then up to New York, then slightly right to Brooklyn. So the travel isn't too terrible, but they're still doing a bit more traveling. And then they have to shoot. They have to shoot that night to Milwaukee, and stay there until like that night of the 22nd, 23rd or something, or beginning of the 23rd, early mornings of the 23rds. And then to do 2 games at home. So, I would say for November we win that one. I think we go 4-0, to be honest with you. I think we go 4-0 against them. But I want to see what happens in April, because that can be very interesting. April against Orlando. 3-game homestand after being away. Shark down, and then up in March. Who knows? It'll be like decent weather, fairly warm weather, we assume, and then cold weather. And then we'll be in somewhat coldish, springy type weather. So we have a 3-game homestand, and we'll be home from 30. March has 31 days. So that's nice. And then we go down to Orlando, up to Brooklyn, down, and then up. So we're staying East Coast, which is really good for our last 10 games were East Coast games. So I think that'll be a little bit easier on our schedule. Whereas the Magic, so their last 10 games are 1 away in the West. Oh, okay, not too bad. Because they verse Sacramento. So they only have 1 away game at the end. That's at a West Coast team. Everyone else is also the East too for them. But they get a huge from game 68 to 73. They get a home stretch, a nice little home stretch. Good, like 6 games isn't bad. 1 away game, so 6 games at home. They gotta go they stop them right to Oklahoma, come back home, and then go to Cleveland. So they gotta go down to Oklahoma, go down, come back up to Cleveland, go shoot a little down and to the right, and then stay home for 3 games. And they have to do that. They'll be home, but and they won't be too bothered about like traveling too much at this point. Who knows where they'll be. 3, and then we have a nice little break after Orlando. So that'll be nice if we get a. Whew. Honestly, if we can, because I wouldn't want to lose these 2 games and then lose to Charlotte. But if we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game, if we can get a nice little win streak, or at least like a 2-game win streak before we meet Brooklyn, just in case we lose that one and then win again, we can go 4-1 in our last 5. So something to kind of consider. And that's the schedule, and that's the overall outlook on Knicks Magic. I would say let me just go back to this. Let me know what you guys think. A lot of 3 games before the All-Star break, so early, trying to like work out early kinks. It'd be great if we can work out the early like errors and mistakes against this kind of team. So what we're aiming for is less turnovers. Julius Randle to shoot better from 3. RJ to get some double figures more so. Let's look up RJ. He's got double figures, but see if we can get 2 double doubles. That's what I'm. He got 1, 2 double doubles, and see if he can give me 4 assists in 2 games. And when it comes to shooting, 7 for 15 isn't bad. 7 for 13 is probably better. 7 for 12 is what I'd appreciate, and 2 for 4, stuff like that. And I'm gonna try to highlight. I'll highlight Evan Fournier because he's trying to come back. I'll highlight Kemba in this game. And really, we can kind of, if we work from the inside out and let our bench, like our, this is one of those games where we can kind of like, okay, we can give D Rose 10 minutes, and a little bit in the, and if we need him in pinches, like if we need a pinch of salt, he can be the pinch of salt, and then kind of, if we want to put him in the 4th, but we may not even need to, because IQ could kind of come in and McBride could go in the 4th. So, really, I'm looking for D Rose more in this game, whereas I'm looking for more Kemba, IQ, Alec Burks in this game for our guards, aside from everyone else. So, overall, I'm saying 4-0. And when we put that up against the thing, we have 58 wins, 59 wins, 60 wins, 61, 62. This will be the season. I am predicting that we take over in the all-time record wins against the Orlando Magic. That I will predict this season. Thanks for your time, everybody. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Good luck. Happy beating of the Magic.